Okay, so for months now, the internet has just been exploding with leaks and rumors about the next huge Avengers movie, right? It's been chaos and it's been really hard to follow. But if you kind of sift through all that noise, an absolutely epic story starts to take shape. So let's do that. Let's piece together this giant puzzle of what might just be Avengers Doomsday. I mean, it's the question we've all been asking, right? Ever since 2019. After that universe shattering snap, after that incredible final battle with Thanos, you just have to wonder, how could Marvel possibly top that? And for a little while there, we actually thought we had the answer. Because, yeah, the answer was supposed to be Kang the Conqueror. The entire multiverse saga was built around him being the next big bad. And now? He's just gone, wiped from all the future plans. So to really get what Doomsday is all about, we have to first understand what it was supposed to be. All right, let's start with the big one. The huge shift in strategy that basically forced Marvel to tear up their playbook and rethink the entire finale of the Multiverse Saga. So on the left, that's the original plan, the Kang dynasty. All the rumors pointed to this being a massive Spider-Man story, with different Spider-Man being these so-called anchor beings fighting the Council of Kangs and, well, ultimately failing. But now, look at the right. That's the new plan, Doomsday. The whole focus has shifted. It's now this giant team-up between the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men, all against a totally new threat. So why the huge change? Well, it really boiled down to two major things. First, in the universe of the movies, Kang's defeat in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, it just kind of undercut how scary he was supposed to be. And then second, in the real world, the actor Jonathan Majors was fired by Marvel, which pretty much forced the studio to pivot, and pivot hard. Okay, so with Kang out of the picture, Marvel needed a new villain, someone who could really command the screen and be an even bigger threat. And let me tell you, their choice sent absolute shockwaves through the entire fandom. So meet the new big bad, Victor Von Doom, Doctor Doom. And in what might be the casting twist of the century, he's rumored to be played by Robert Downey Jr. Yes, you heard that right. The man who literally built the MCU as Iron Man is coming back as its most iconic villain. Wow. And this quote from returning director Joe Russo, it gives us a huge insight. He sees Doom as one of the most complex comic book characters out there. And that tells you something, right? This isn't going to be some simple mustache-twirling villain. We're talking about a really complex antagonist with his own powerful, maybe even understandable motivations. And his plan? According to a ton of leaks, it is deeply personal and just incredibly sinister. He's not running around trying to collect Infinity Stones, no. He's collecting the superpowered children of the world's greatest heroes. Now, the rumored list of targets is small, but oh my God, it's unbelievably powerful. First up, you've got Love, Thor's adopted daughter, who was literally resurrected by and given the cosmic power of eternity itself. Then there's Franklin Richards, son of Reed and Sue Storm, a mutant so powerful he can create entire realities just by thinking about them. And there are even whispers about the child of Steve Rogers being a target. Just wow. So here's the crucial part. Doom doesn't want them for ransom or anything like that. He wants to harness their reality-warping powers. You see, as the multiverse is crumbling all around them from these incursions, his big goal is to use these kids as a living power source, to forge an entirely new world from the ashes. A battle world with him as its God King. It's an insane plan. And this intensely personal plot, well, it just explodes into a conflict on a scale we have never, ever seen before. It's bringing together characters and teams we've only dreamed of seeing on the same screen. And I mean, the scale of this thing is just massive. For the very first time in movie history, Marvel's three cornerstone teams, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men, are all going to be sharing the screen, fighting in the same war. This is the one we've been waiting for. But here's the thing. The X-Men don't just show up as, a shining cavalry to save the day. According to details from leaked footage, when the Avengers find their world, it's been absolutely decimated. The X-Mansion is in ruins, the whole landscape is ravaged, and it looks like it was all caused by a devastating Sentinel attack. And this supposedly explains why we're not getting the entire roster from the old Fox movies. Instead, we're left with this small, battle-hardened group of survivors. Characters like Cyclops, Professor X, Magneto, who basically represent the last of their kind, ready for one final desperate fight. Now, a multiversal war also means we're going to get heroes clashing with other heroes. And the rumors, oh, they point to some absolute dream matchups. First on the list, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine going toe-to-toe with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Come on, that's a fight fans have been waiting to see for over 20 years. And as if that wasn't enough, reports are also pointing to the brilliant scientific mind of Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards trying to deal with the utter, unpredictable chaos of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. I mean, can you even imagine? The possibilities are they're mind-blowing. So, how does all this build to the saga's ultimate conclusion? Well, you have to remember, this isn't just one movie. It's the beginning of the end. Yeah, just like they did with Infinity War and Endgame, Marvel is planning another massive two-part finale. Avengers Doomsday is going to be that catastrophic first part, right? The event that breaks everything. It's designed to lead directly into Avengers Secret Wars, just a year later, which will be the definitive final conclusion to the entire multiverse saga. So, go ahead and mark your calendars. Avengers Doomsday is currently scheduled to hit theaters on December 18th, 2026. And the grand finale, Avengers Secret Wars, follows on December 17th, 2027. Now, this is probably the most important thing to take away from all this. While the villain, the plot, the heroes, while all that has changed, the destination was always the same. Whether it was Kang's conquest or Doom's crazy ambition, both paths were designed to end in the total collapse of the multiverse, creating that battle world they need for Secret Wars. After a few years where, let's be honest, audiences have felt a little disconnected, Marvel's strategy to re-energize the MCU is becoming crystal clear. They're going to play the greatest hits. In a blockbuster world that's feeling a little shaky right now, they're bringing back the absolute foundations. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, and the beloved cast from the original X-Men movies to create an undeniable must-see cinematic event. Which brings us to the final big question here. Is this pivot back to these beloved familiar faces a brilliant masterstroke to unite generations of fans and give this whole saga the epic finale it deserves? Or, after the whole Kang plan just fell apart, is it maybe a sign of desperation, a retreat to the safety of nostalgia? Honestly, that is the billion-dollar question that's going to define the entire future of the MCU.